today the bike. Oh, what is happening to the bike? It's in a million pieces. So today we're going to carry on stripping down the parts that are still attached. All the front end is still all together. We need to take all that apart, get all the forks out, everything to basically nuts and bolts, and start putting it in. We need to then start put things like the nuts and bolts in bags and tag them. We need to get the front end in a box, the center in the box, the swing arm all in the box, so we've got everything nice and neat and organized, and we know where we need to go with the powder coaters. It's going to be a bit of a hectic video, but let's just crack on. So as you can see, we have everything in a million parts right now. The frame is basically bare, apart from these collets which I need to remove. They were thermally fitted this time last year, so they've been there for a while. I do need to knock them out without damaging them because I need to reuse them. We've got a pile of nuts and bolts there, which is all from the engine, spindles and so on and so on. They all need putting in bags. The engine, I'm not going to start with the engine again, and we need to get on with this front end right now. There's just so many little things here and there I need to do. I need to get it organised in my head. I need to get it organised into boxes so I know where what goes and so on. If I'm not careful, I will forget and I will not know where half these things go. So yeah, let's get everything organised. Let's get everything put in boxes and bagged up, and so just so we know what it is for future reference. Let's go. What I'm going to do now is get everything for the front end into this box, like the bits that aren't going to be against the powder coaters and just the bits that are going to be hanging around, like this Speedo cable. We've got all the spindle and the Speedo drive, but yeah, everything that's going to the powder coaters I'm going to put in a separate pile and then go through all the nuts and bolts. They can go to the bags. So yeah, I'm just going to whittle everything down into these boxes and bags, and should make my life easier in the long run. This I was going to be taking to the powder coaters, but I've just remembered this bearing. I had to took me forever to press this bearing in place. I could have had it pressed out, but I'm going to risk damaging the bearing, and I don't really fancy buying another bearing. So what I might do is just clean it up and paint this, or keep it silver. Let me know down in the comments below. What do you reckon? Would you prefer to see this silver, or would you prefer to see this black like everything else that's going on the bike? Really expensive. Overly expensive part I bought. The headlight mounts, they should thumb brake to the rear caliper. Cool, so that's the box of the front parts anyway. We've got a few more boxes we can fill up. Still got all the nuts and bolts I need to sort out. Now I'm going to start bagging those now. So things are starting to take place. We're getting things in the boxes. I've left one box for the engine and all that sort of thing, but I think I'm just literally going to dump the engine in the box for now. But we are starting to form a pile of things that we need to take to the powder coater. That's not the actual swing arm and the frame, all the little extra bits that we need. So yeah, it's fiddly, but it's worth it. I've got to be so careful knocking these through now. Yeah, I'm not doing it with this tool. Hey. That's one cap down and one to go. A little bit more difficult being upside down. So I thought turning the frame upside down, oops, wrong tool, might help. Okay, so I've ruined another screwdriver just in an attempt to do this, but if it needs be, it needs be. Took me ages to get them in, just as long getting them out, but yeah, they needed to come out for the powder coating, so. So as you can see, everything is organised, everything is in bags, we know what everything is. The last few things that we need to actually do is, as I said before, there's a few things on this frame that needs to be sorted out before we can take it to the powder coaters. That is a few bits of grinding, a few bits of welding, notching, cutting, yeah, just little things like that. But once we've actually done all that and got everything up to date, it's a big part of the build and I'm so excited. Only still, as I say, 5 weeks till the deadline. Do you reckon it can get it done? We've still got the parts to paint, we've still got the wiring to finish. We need to get the engine cleaned up. And yeah, just let me know, what do you think? Do you think it's doable? 5 weeks from now, get this bike completely built back? We'll see. It's so weird seeing basically the entire bike in 3 boxes and the frame like this. As I said yesterday in the video, I need to start grinding down these little bits off the frame. There's still so much work to do on the frame. Because time is such a factor right now with this build, I'm going to have to go and drop this frame off with a friend who's going to do all that work for me. But it just means it means I can actually take the bike to the powder coaters hopefully tomorrow, giving me a quick turnaround with getting the bike back built. Yeah, so what we're going to do now is load all this into the car, take it over to him and give him the instructions of what we need to do. So there we have it, everything's marked up that we need, but I've done the swing arm as well, so that's the swing arm, the frame. Just actually going over each piece that needs to be done, there's a lot of work, so I hope he knows what he's expecting. He did offer to help, so Rushworth Performance, go and give him a like on Instagram. As always, he's here to help. He's about to even be more helpful by doing this slot for me, so let's go and take it to him and break the bad news to him. No. Not that you sit really far forward. Oh yeah, he's got his toy out. Swing on first. It's not very easy to show you on here, but like basically I've marked that off because that wants to come off. But I'm about to upset you with what I want doing on the frame, so. Right, where to start, Let's
start back to front.
Okay, back to front. As you can see here, I've put a white line. Yeah. That basically, I want to try and get that covered up if possible. And I don't know how, like, if I need a little bit, a tiny bit of slither of metal, and then just weld it round, that sort of thing.
Do you want that filling?
Yeah, I want all this filling, but only up to there. I need to leave a little gap here.
Both sides, or just that side?
Just that one side, just
okay.
For the wiring to tuck through. I even maybe have to like just drill a hole, maybe. Cut out a hole here afterwards, whatever's easiest.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I've no problem. I can stop the weld there, that's not an issue. I'm more concerned because it's just a slightly big gap that to throw weld into.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, like if I can get a tiny bit of place and then put a bit of plate there. I've got some plate at my work, if I can go back and get it. It's the same stuff I used for this.
If you've got some scrap, mate, and all I'll do is I'll just chop a cut. I don't think
These are pretty experimentary. I want
flush and back.
That needs filling and flush back.
What's filling and flush back?
I don't need that hole anymore.
Right,
that can come off, that can come off, that can come off, that can come off.
Yep.
Pretty straightforward. Yep. Now this is where we get a bit tricky. It gets a bit tricky. Here, I'd like a little hole making if possible.
Right, okay. All the way through, or just?
Yeah, it's a hole because it's more for the wiring to go through again.
No, I mean through and through, or just in that
the one side.
Okay, that's fine,
It's like a little window.
Yeah.
And then the last major one is this lock here because it's unfunctional. It doesn't work. It's just cutting off and plating over. And
probably do with that is cut it off flat.
Yeah.
Flush it back and see what's left.
Yeah.
So I'll flush it round with the tube.
Yeah.
And then we'll see what's left. If I've got anything to fill, I can fill it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
As I've showed you, I've got the VIN number plate as well. I don't know how to. It's got a little tiny dimples there. I was hoping
you were going to do that.
He's saving me a mountain of work. This is his kind of brand new workshop. He's still in the process of getting it all together, but it's nice to have people in the know that can do these sort of things. I would have done it myself, and I've bought all the machinery and tools to do it, but as I say, with the time frames and stuff, I'm more than happy to take taking any help any wants the signs doing, which I'm going to be making for this building. So it's a win-win really. I'll report back when we're done with this frame.
Hello.
Oh yes.
Speaking out from a holding piece. That's well done in, that's quite a big hole.
Really? Oh, so. Oh, you've managed to fill those in quite nicely then.
When I pushed it back, it's actually separated it. So what I've done,
right,
is so you see here,
yeah,
that's actually separated. So what I can either do, one or two things. I can run a bead of weld around there. What I've done is I've tapped it from the back side.
That should be fine.
So it's solid. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
It was fine at first. I must have moved it on the bench and it's released it. It's like sprung slightly. So I clamped it back up. I've run a seam around it.
There is nothing down on this. Well, the engine sits in here anyway, and it's bolted there. So like,
you've got your slot in there for your cabling.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be perfect because that means I can then run the cabling through the frame down into here and into the engine, like, and have it all seamless and like literally a wire to it basically. That's the idea of that. Okay, the original VIN plate. I'm not going to show you just in case there's those fraudulent people online, you know. When it's all the same colour and all that, it should look really, really smart. I'm really, really fucking excited. So that's it, the bike has actually gone off to the powder coaters now. As I say, thank you very much Matt for helping me out with this bike. Link down in the description to support Matt's Instagram. There's nothing left, the bike is not here. Yeah, so I think that's it for another video. So as you know, merch link in the description if you want to support the channel. Subscribe to the channel if you also are new. And as always, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up. So, as always, thanks for watching and I shall see you in the next video. Peace. You remember my love. You sold your soul for her. You sold your soul for that job.